So, yeah. My name's Erin White, and this is the Fabulous Miss Wood. Um, so a little background information. This is going to be, a little background information about her. She's a dog mama, one of the best teachers at the school, and apparently is able to eat a PB&J every single day.
It's true.
Okay, so so we have at least 10 questions.
Okay.
The first one is, what made you want to learn Spanish?
So I was, where I grew up, my public school offered a Spanish immersion program. So when I was in kindergarten, my mom put me in a lottery system to be part of that program, and my brother had also done it. So um, my name was pulled and I was in the program. So basically from kindergarten through 5th grade, all of my learning was done in Spanish. So I learned math in Spanish, I learned science in Spanish, I learned everything in Spanish with a cohort of 25 other kids. So I didn't really have much of a say in whether or not I learned it or not. So it's kind of a complicated question. I chose to continue with it the rest of my life, but yeah, my mom had me put in the program initially.
In any way, or just in general, why or how is it important to you?
Spanish is very important to me. I believe in the connection that I have with other people through the language. I think language as a whole is just fascinating. I was also an English major in college. I just love words and I love the way that language connects people. And Spanish specifically, because we have such a large Spanish-speaking population in this country, it's been really cool for me throughout my life to be able to utilize Spanish in ways that I maybe didn't anticipate, even like simple when I'm out at like the grocery store and somebody's speaking it and they have questions, and then I can sometimes offer help. Like that's been really helpful. Also, I've traveled to a few Spanish-speaking countries, and it's been very helpful for me to know Spanish because obviously it kind of enhances my overall experience there because I know kind of what's going on, what's going around. So yeah, it's Spanish is kind of, language as a whole is everything to me.
Okay. How does it impact your life?
Well, I'm a Spanish teacher, obviously, so my career has been focused on language. I went to college at Temple and I majored in English and education, and I minored in Spanish. So, and I've taught both English and Spanish. So I would say that it's impacted my life in that it's given me my career. My best friends, like socially, my best friends were also part of that Spanish program. So my maid of honor, my wedding, has been my friend since I was 6 because we were both in that program together. So it's given me that, and I actually met my husband through that friend. So pretty much everything in my life I kind of owe to that program, which that program was Spanish. So yeah, it's impacted me in a lot of ways.
Have any hardships come out of it? Like, have any problems come out of it where you've been put in situations because of it, or you've been, or something's happened because of the fact that you have the ability to speak it?
I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't really know if I have an answer.
That's good. That's actually really good.
I don't think so. I mean, because Spanish is not my first language, sometimes when I'm teaching, there's things that I don't even know that I have to kind of like do my own learning of, especially with like my upper level Spanish classes. So I would say maybe that would be kind of like the only thing, but for me that's not really a hardship, that's more of like a learning experience, which I enjoy. So yeah, so that would be, I guess, my best answer for that.
Okay. When you speak Spanish, like, how does it feel? Does it feel like fluent, natural? Does it feel like you're doing something that seems foreign to you, or just like, how does it feel?
It doesn't feel it feels natural. It doesn't really feel foreign to me. I think certain contexts, like for example, when I've had people. This actually just recently happened. I had contractors over at my house working on redoing my kitchen, and I was speaking to them in Spanish, and what they were talking about had to do with like construction things, which I was like, oh, I don't really know these contexts of conversation. So that maybe is a little bit more difficult, but um, I've been surrounded by it, speaking it since I was 6, so it doesn't necessarily feel unnatural. It just feels like, oh, that's something that I need to learn.
Yeah. Does anyone else in your family speak Spanish?
Yeah. So my brother did the same program I did, so he's also fluent. However, he doesn't really use Spanish on a daily basis, so his is a little bit more just like conversational, basic conversational. And then his wife, my sister-in-law, she is an immigration attorney, and so she works primarily with like all of her clients are from Latin America, and she is fluent in Spanish. So she speaks Spanish very, very, probably the best, better than anybody I really know, because she knows all the legal terms in Spanish. So her, and then I do have some family from Nicaragua, which is a country in Latin America. That is my step aunt. She is from there, and her kids are there. So some of my extended family speaks Spanish, but my parents don't speak Spanish. My husband doesn't speak Spanish. A few of my best friends speak Spanish because of the program, but yeah.
What if any, opportunities have been being able to speak the language for you?
Well, kind of like what I said earlier, just like my career as a whole, Spanish and just like my love of language took me to teaching. So that for one. In college, I studied abroad because of my Spanish, and I was in Spain for a summer, and that was an amazing experience, and I really learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about Spanish through that experience, so that was a wonderful opportunity. And yeah, just kind of it's given me a way to connect to other people, maybe people that don't speak English, that only speak Spanish, and there's been contexts where I've had to speak Spanish with them, and it allows me to have that relationship with them that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Okay, now this is honestly probably my favorite question. How long did it take you to fully learn it?
So I mean, I would say that I'm still learning. Like, I don't really. That's kind of a hard question, because, like I said, like there's context that I'm like, oh, I don't necessarily know how to say all of this because it's not my first language. So I would say I'm still learning. I would say though, based on my immersion program, when I was in middle school, I was maybe like 5th or 6th grade. I was probably fully fluent because everything I was doing all day was in Spanish. When I went to high school, that changed, and I had normal classes, and I just had a Spanish class. And so because I wasn't speaking it regularly, I definitely kind of lost that fluidity. And then I gained it back in college. And then COVID happened, and I wasn't really speaking it as regularly. So I maybe lost a little bit. And then now teaching upper level Spanish, and I'm kind of getting it back. So I'm fully, while I'm fluent in the language, again, I'm still learning. It's not my first language. But I would say 6 years it took me, but that's 6 years of consistent speaking and being surrounded by it.
Has the language ever been a way to, so like you said before, you were able to connect with others because of this language. Have there any been like really important or special occasions to you that help you connect?
Well, my as I was talking about my family that's from Nicaragua, my one cousin, she got married there a couple of years ago, and so we were able to go to the wedding, and my family went. And that was really special because a lot of the family there is not my family. They're my cousins' other side of the family, but they only speak Spanish. And so me and my brother were kind of able to form bonds with them, and like help my parents kind of form those bonds and use it, kind of act as that middle person, and that was a really special time. Um, yeah, I think that's probably what comes to mind first.
Okay. Well, we are done. Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome.
Hey.